Welcome back to Blitzkrieg. Alright, let's continue on. We're starting off, of course, with the Axis player. They're going to be placing a token out here on the board somewhere. Western Europe is closed. We're just about finished here at Pacific Ocean, and there's still some other theaters. Eastern Europe, Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia that need some tokens placed. So let's get placing a token from the Axis player. They have 5 tokens, and we as the Allies have 3. So let's start with the Axis. And it looks like the Axis player is going to Africa and the Middle East. And they're going to place a 1 airplane token right here, which means they can go to any other theater that's active. Of course, Western Europe is finished, and move the token 3 spaces in their direction. So let's figure out where they want to do that. And it looks like they're going to do that in Eastern Europe. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, tipping the balance towards the Axis in Eastern Europe. And now let's process the airplane in Africa and Middle East. Alright, so the airplane was here, so in Africa and Middle East they will also go 1. So looking good there, except everywhere but the Pacific Ocean, which they think they probably have just given up. Alright, they get to draw a token out of their bag at the end of the turn, and then it will be over to the Allies. So they grab a token out of their bag, and back we go to the Allies. Oh, okay, this is risky for us, but we're going to take one of our airplanes and we're going to put it right here at the Pacific Ocean, and it means we can go to any other theater of war now and move 2 spaces on that track. So let's go and do that somewhere. And we as the Allies are not giving up on Eastern Europe, so we get to move this 1, 2 towards the Allied side. Alright, let's process the rest of the token. Alright, so by placing this Allied plane here, we're going to move the space 2, 1, 2, and we have completed this battle. And we are obviously in the Allied side. We're going to get +1 victory point and 3. So we're going to get 4 victory points for completing that Pacific Ocean battle. Let's grab our 4 victory points. Oh yeah, 4 victory points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, we're on our way to 25 to try and win the game. Axis now are sitting here at 9. Alright, that's the end. We get to draw a token out of the bag, and that will be the end of our turn, and we end up with 1 naval unit. Not very good. Alright, over to the Axis. Alright, and the Axis player is going to do some bombing. So they're going to take this airplane and they're going to put it right here. Unfortunately, that means they're bombing the Allies. We have to take 1 random token from here, and we're going to be losing our 1 naval ship. Back in the bag it goes, leaving us a 2 airplane, 1 tank. Ooh! And they get 2 on this track, so 1, 2. Okay, it's not fantastic. There obviously doesn't look like they're going to be winning the Pacific battle. But now they get to draw a token out of their bag. I guess they did that so they wouldn't get bombed by the Allies. And we don't see what they get, but it's looking good for them. Alright. Back we go now to the Allies, and we have a 2 plane and a 1 tank, and that's about it there. Yeah, there's no way we can give this up. So we're going to put our 1 tank here, and that's going to give the Allies 2 victory points, so let's go ahead and process that. Alright, 2 more victory points, 15, we're up to 16 victory points. We're getting closer and closer to winning. Alright, we have to process the rest of that token. And once again, we get 1 in the Pacific Ocean, and that's going to be 1 bonus 1 there. And we're going to reach in the bag and pull out a token. And what did we get? We have a 3 naval unit. Nice. Alright, back we go. The Axis player. Alright, the Axis player is going to deploy a 3 tank right here in Eastern Europe. They're sending in the Tigers and the Panzers, and they're going to be Panthers, and taking 1 victory point as well to go with it. Let's process that. They are falling farther and farther behind, so they have 10 victory points now versus 16 for the Allies. Let's go back, process the rest of the token. Yep, that's a 3, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3 towards their Axis border, and they get to draw a token out of their bag at the end of their turn, and again, we're not going to see what it is. Over we go again to the Allies, and we're in a bit of trouble because all we have is a 3 ship and a 2 plane. And it looks like we're going to be closing out the Pacific Ocean Theater. We're going to take our 2-plane. I'm going to put it right here. There's no special abilities on that side. That's going to be 1, 2. We have just won this battle. We haven't won it, but we've completed this campaign battle. 5 victory points plus 1, 6 more victory points for the Allies. Let's process it. And we have a commanding lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only need 3 more victory points at the end of our turn to actually win the game. And into the bag we go for another token. And what do we have? Another 3 naval. Ooh, this is looking good. All right, we have 2, 3 naval ships in our reserve now. And over we go to the Axis player. All right, the Axis player is deploying his special jets into the Africa, Middle East, and he's going to go right here, and he's going to scoop a victory point first, so let's get that processed. All right, 1 victory point for the Axis player. Let's do the rest of that token. All right, so that's going to be 3 movement on this track. 1, 2, 3. Axis is making a move in Africa and the Middle East. And they get to draw a token out of their bag now at the end of their turn. And what are they getting? We don't know. Okay, over we go now, back to the Allies. Alright, as the Allies, we have 2 3-strength naval units, and we're going to dump one right here, giving us a victory point. Let's get to it. Oh yes, the Allies, another victory point. And let's process the rest of that token. I think the Axis player is on the ropes. That's 3, 1, 2, 3. We're in the winning location. If the Allies can get 2 more victory points, the Axis will lose. All right, I'm going to grab a token out of the bag. And what did we get? We have a 3 tank unit. Oh, wow. We're getting lots of very strong units coming out. Over we go to the Axis player. Of course, the Axis player says, not so fast, and they're going to deploy a 3-strength naval unit right here. They can move the marker 1 in any other theater of operation, so let's go ahead and have them do that. And they're going to go ahead in Eastern Europe and move it 1 towards themselves. Let's process the rest of that token. All right, ooh, that was a beefy ship battles going on here. And that's going to be 3, 1, 2, 3, and that is the end of the battle here. This first one, it's worth 2 victory points, and the Axis is in the lead. Let's get them 2 victory points. And they desperately need it, so 1, 2 victory points, and they will be then drawing a token out of their bag. And yeah, over we go back to the Allies for another turn. The Axis player in a bit of trouble. They have to win every other theater now, or they're going to lose the game, I think. All right, they're going to be playing into Southeast Asia, and they're going to be playing an airplane. They have a Blitzkrieg airplane, so it's going to get to go again. It's a 0 movement, but they're going to place it here, which means we get bombed again. Oh man, we only have 2 tokens, and we're going to lose. One of them we're going to lose. What did we lose? We lost a 3 tank back into our bag, which means we only have 1 token remaining, a 3 naval unit. Oh! So they go here, and they get to play another token in this arena, and they're going to go ahead and play a 1 tank unit right here and get themselves a couple victory points. They're trying desperately to make a comeback, 1, 2. They're pretty far behind though. Let's go process the rest of that token. Alright, not a heck of a lot to process. They're going to be putting that in there. They're moving 1 over here, and that's it. Alright, over we go to the Allied player, and you know what? I think we just ended the game as the Allied player. Oh, hang on, we got to draw a token out of the bag for the Axis player, and we don't know what it is. But we do have 1 token remaining, and we're going to play it as the Allied player. We're going to put a 3 naval unit right here, and that's going to go 1, 2, 3, and it means both players are going to get, because there's a tie, 4 victory points, and that's going to be the end of our playthrough, I'm pretty sure. And with a bit of a long shot here, we're going to end off the game. Each of the Allies and Axis both get 4 player points. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Allies. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Axis. And the Allies always get the last turn when we pass the 25 points. So because that was the Allies' turn, well, we can pull a token out of the bag, but it doesn't really matter because that's going to be it. And we pull out just a 1 tank unit. So that's it. We have won as the Allies. The Axis are pretty far behind. So you can see how the game kind of plays. Pretty quick little 2-player pulling tokens, trying to figure out how to manipulate this. Probably did a horrible job as the Axis player to show you how the game goes. But I did want to just do a 2-player game so you can see how it works. The next time I come back to this, I will indeed be using the solo rules. There's a bunch of tokens that come with the solo game. You just randomly pull a token and it kind of tells you what the solo AI bot does. And you try and defeat it. So this was Blitzkrieg, 2-player game, Axis versus Allies. And that's it. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. I have a course that I have to go on out of town, so I will be probably not posting a video for probably a week or so. I know I'm going to have to wait for a little while, but I did want to get this one up pretty quick just to show you how this works. And oh, I should say too, one way to lose the game is if you have no tokens at the start of your turn to place anywhere, or you can't place them in any valid space, you lose the game. The other side wins. So we were lucky we could, well, I mean, there was lots of spaces to place tokens, but we were getting down to a couple of tokens and we needed to get to an industrial area. But anyway, we won it by points. So there you go. That's how it works. We'll see you next time in a week or so for another complete playthrough series.